What do you see from A.J. Swan? What kind of arm does he have post-process?
Yeah, I mean, special arm strength. It has a lot of similarities, to Will. Honestly, the ease of which it comes comes off his hand. The easy flick of the wrist and the ball can just travel. It's got really good spin rate to it. Crisp on his accuracy. Does a nice job sort of in when the play breaks down because of that arm strength. Sort of off platform, he can get that ball way downfield in a hurry, and even if you're in sort of the hip pocket covered where most guys wouldn't throw that ball, especially in sort of a scramble situation, he trusts himself enough to be able to throw it. So, no, good challenge, really good player. He's playing at a high level.
How do you think JJ has played at this point in the season? Obviously, the numbers aren't huge, but is he doing things out there that maybe don't show up in the box?
Yeah, I think there are things that would he like to be more impactful and maybe doing better. Yeah, I'm sure there is, and obviously, there's some plays out there that we'd like him to, some special plays that you'd like him to make. I think it's one of those things that if you just keep playing the right way, those plays are they're gonna come your way. What you can't do is you can't force it. And maybe there was a game at EKU, like I felt like he was pressing a lot, and we talked a lot about last game, just say don't press, just let the game come to you. And I thought he was better in that regard last week. But no, I think he'll continue to make big plays, and we need him to make sort of game-changing plays for us. And those will come if he just stays true to who he is, stays true to, sort of the training, the technique, and play with a little bit of reckless abandon. A lot of times, too, if you've been in the system a lot, you know all the strengths and weaknesses of the defense. You know what they're trying to do, and hey, listen, sometimes you just don't need to overthink. I talk about all the time, football IQ. There's that piece pre-snap, but then when it's post-snap, you just got to let it go. Trust that what you saw pre-snap, and then just play. And so there's some of that to it, but I think he's going to be just fine. He's still really helping us win. And I think he's going to make some plays like he has in the past that change the outcomes of ball games.
I think right now Trevin leads the SEC in sacks. How much of that is individual effort on his part, and how much of it is guys around him doing things that have freed him up to get sacks?
I think it's both. It's a combination. I think guys, and he'd be the first to tell you that the guys around him have to do the right things, for that to fall in place. And some of those sacks, the coverage is really nice. The quarterback's having to hold the ball. He's able to, shed a running back that's trying to cut him, and then, make the play when the QB steps up. So, again, that all started with good coverage behind, but then it turns into some individual effort that he doesn't get cut to the ground, that he's strong enough to bring down the quarterback. So, again, it's a combination.
How much opinion do the guys think about what happened last year in that game? Or is that so far behind?
I think any loss that you have, if it doesn't linger with you or stick with you, maybe I question your competitive nature. Like, the losses should stick with you way more than the wins, and I know they do for me. And so every time you face an opponent that got the best of you the year before, you should have a little added something about, okay, I can't let this happen again. I remember that feeling. And we talk about the feeling of 5 minutes after a win, and how sort of glorious that time is in the locker room. Well, the flip side and the reverse of that is the agony and the pain and the disgust and all of that from a loss sticks way more than 5 minutes. And so the only way to get that taste out of your mouth is to put in the work, show up, and we got to find a way to get a win on Saturday.
Is there a loss for you as a player that still lingers with you from your playing days?
Oh, there's a lot. There's a big lead that we had on Florida State when I was a sophomore at home. Would have been the first time we beat Florida State, and Travis Minor went off in the second half, and we had a couple against Florida State that we could have back then. Now Wake does a really nice job. You know, they've kind of had their number, but yeah, those ones sting.
You guys got a lot of young guys, a lot of backups in the second half Saturday. Anybody from that group impressed you, kind of getting those game reps?
Yeah, you know, I think there was a couple of guys. You know, there was one that sort of jumps out. Tyrese, I thought, really made the most of his opportunity. I thought he played fast. He played violent. It wasn't perfect, but I knew you know it's never going to be, especially with the it's not with the old guys, especially not going to be with the young guys. But the pace in which he played, and it wasn't just at the end of the game. We were trying to get some of those guys in earlier in the game because we're going to need them throughout the season. So you saw him and Noah, you know, get in on the very first third play of the game on the very first third down. Like, we need those guys, you know, to get humming. So we've got extra guys that can pass rush in 2-minute drills, that they're comfortable to get in games. You know, it's good to see, you know, Ty Bryant, you know, who's been doing unbelievable on special teams, get safety reps, and then see those inside linebackers come in, and you see Rayner and you see Martez come in and make plays. And like, you need that, so that one, it's for them, and two, it's also for coaches, right? That you build confidence and trust. It's a two-way street, that you're like, okay, good, I can't put them in, and they will operate and they will function to a high level, and there won't be a drop-off, or if there is, it may be minimal. Maybe more of an experience thing than a talent thing, and you can live with that. So no, it was good for us to get that.
Vandy has 3 receivers over 200 yards already. What stands out to you about their wideouts?
Speed.
Yeah.
Speed. They're fast. They can roll. You know, obviously everybody knows about Shepard and 14, and you know, he's the most probably complete receiver, and probably because of time, you know, on task there, but he has strong hands, can make one-on-one contested catches. You know, 6 and 83 can flat roll. You know, and so we've got to be mindful, you know, of them being able to take the top off and get behind the defense, and they create a lot of big plays. And so, no, I think all their skill positions. I think their tight ends. You know, you can see how well they can run and separate and create. They've done a really nice job there from a skill position standpoint of creating some team speed on offense.
But, you know, I'm just trying to get my feet back under me.
Coach White was just talking about you can't press in those situations. You can't try and you gotta let it come to you. How hard is that when you know you want to make those big plays out there?
A lot, man. You know, plus I expect a lot from me, from the guys. Everybody expects so much from me, so I just been trying to. First 2 games, I've been trying to, like, do too much, but last week I just been trying to play Coach White game, just trust the process.
Does it take a little pressure off you when Trevin's playing the way he is, when you've got Deone out there, other guys making big
most
plays
definitely. I just got to trust them, for real.
What do you remember about that Vanderbilt game last week or last year? Are you all talking about that at all this week?
Yeah, most definitely. They beat us. That's all. Bad taste in our mouth. That's it, for real. Just got a bad taste. You got to come out better. You know, we didn't play how we wanted to play last year, but that's on us. Missing tackles, missing assignments, not getting the call right. That's on us.
You feel like with your technique you've been taught and how you've been practicing, what have you, that maybe you taking too much of it and not cutting it loose?
Facts. Just trying to play Coach White game, you know, not even just this system. You know, we a 3-4 defense, so just trying to play a system. You know, I'm dropping a lot, so just trying to keep my feet underneath me. But yeah, man, I just want to play loose, play fast, for real, but just got to play in the system.
With you dropping more often, it seems like Brad's blitzing up the middle with Trevin more than he has in the past. Is that, you know, just the kind of athlete that Trevin is, and you're better in coverage than you have been before?
Man, no, it's not even that. Me and Deone on the same side. They're going to slide to me and Deone every time. So that's what he's doing, and, you know, just trying to get the inside linebacker so they can stop sliding to me and Deone, and, you feel me, let me and Deone at least to get that one-on-one. But Trevor been balling. I mean, Coach White going to keep feeding the person who's been balling, so that's great for Coach White.
Sounds like a game where they're going to put it in the air quite a bit. Is that an opportunity you see for you guys to get after it?
Man, yeah, because I got some plays in for everybody. Just play loose, play fast, get off the ball. But yeah, we just gotta be disciplined for real. Just be disciplined. There's a lot of RPOs, so just read, run, then convert and pass. So just be disciplined.
After watching the game film, is there a certain thing you guys are like kind of focusing in on this week in practice?
Tackling, we missed a lot last year. Plus, you know, I'm glad to have Ray Davis on our side this year. But we missed a lot of tackles last year, just wrapping up, actually getting some offense got to the ground.
Have you gotten many pointers from Ray Davis on how their offense kind of operates?
Not really. You know, defense be on one side, offense be on the other side. But, you know, Ray Davis is like, get after them. They don't got me no more. So, you know, they not really how they were supposed to be. So.
Is he kind of a reminder having him around just not to sleep on them either?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. He always tells us, like, I thought the way today, like, don't sleep on them. I mean, they actually okay, but they ain't how they was last year. But they good this year for sure.
Different kind of challenge, the style they're playing?
Yeah, most definitely.
Has Ray been able to help you all with any pointers on how to go about approaching the Vanderbilt offense?
Yeah, most definitely. He do. Just read the tight end and the running back. So if you read the running back and tight end, give us all keys we got.
Being technique sound.
You guys you've only played Vandy once last year, and obviously got a loss. Coach White was just saying you think about those games more than a win. What do you remember from that game, and how do you go, bounce back off of that?
I mean, I think I hate losing more than I love winning, but it's like after a loss, you just think about what's that one play where I could have tried harder. What's that one play where I could have did more, could have pushed our team more, where I could have boosted our morale up, and I'm just trying to make sure that I don't have those thoughts.
Has there been any point of emphasis this week after you get the first 3 non-conference games out of the way? Has there been any point of emphasis to get better as a defense?
Just discipline. We did better last game, but against EKU, it was a lot of offsides, a lot of bad penalties, a lot of BS penalties. And we've just been working on that as a team and just keeping our morale up, getting ready for first SEC game.
We talked a lot in camp about teams probably going to double team you a lot. Has it been more or less what you expected out there?
Just like I said this spring, I hate double teams, but I said it's about what I thought it was going to be. Just giving, Trevin Wallace, getting JJ the one-on-ones, getting our nose guards active, just, doing what I can for the team. And if I got to take more blocks, I take more blocks.
How much of a pride thing is that for you when you see the other team line up 2 guys against you?
Like I said, I'm always be mad for a double team because I want to make a play, But that's just the competitor in me. But I've been talking to Coach Stewart, Coach White. They take that as respect. Take that as the team respects you. They know who you are. They know what you can do.
What do you guys know about Vandy's offense and what they're good at and what you guys have to do to be successful?
They're a great team. Any team in the SEC is a good team. They're physical, so we just got to out-physical them guys. They run a lot of outside zones, so it's just, as a D-line, we're working on our conditioning, working on our side-to-side quickness, and working on our rub reach blocks. So.
They've been using you in some different ways here lately, standing up and moving around. How much do you like that opportunity to kind of show your versatility?
Yeah, I like it a lot. I get to rush from different areas, so I feel like that really helps them stop having a double team, start giving them different looks, because that was my first time ever lining up in a non-tech during the college game, So even the right tackle was like, what's going on? But, it's great to be able to show my versatility and for Coach White to be able to move me different places.
You ever check out Micah Parsons or something?
Yeah.
Watching a pro game, get some tips there. A little different build than you, but.
Yeah, I really try to shine my game after Calais Campbell. He's my favorite NFL D tackle.